So in this video, I'll describe how I made the A320 CBT app. It's made in Unity, and because it's Unity, I can publish to basically all the platforms on mobile and desktop. So that's really handy. But before I got to this point, first I made a SVG file, it's a vector graphics file in Inkscape of all the displays. And because it's vector graphics, you can zoom in indefinitely and the quality will always remain really sharp. I can see that this file here, it's very messy because it contains basically all the symbols in a PFD. But it cannot be animated, so everything is just completely static. You can change it, but in code you cannot do anything with it yet. So what I did, I imported this into a vector graphic real-time rendering program called Rive, which is still in beta, but it's quite powerful and it's really useful to animate vector graphics. So here is the same SVG file, and again it's all vector graphics, and you can zoom in indefinitely and the quality will remain really good. Now, in order to animate this, I had to connect all the graphics and items to code. And in Rive, some of the items are controlled by state machines, as you can see here. And these state machines, basically, they run timelines, which is something like this here. So this controls the pitch on the horizon, and using both state machines and code, I can completely animate all the graphics. So if you go to the code here, so everything is made in C#. Currently it consists of about 13,000 lines of code, and worked for it like over a year. The way the flight dynamics work is, as far as I know, not really been done before. Because I wanted to run on mobile, it has to be very fast, and I don't want to run like complex simulations, because the purpose is not to make a very accurate model which hand flies really well, because it will not be hand flown. It will only fly on the autopilot. I'm just interested in accurate performance. So for at a certain altitude, with a certain amount of drag and a certain amount of speed, you should get a certain climb or descent rate. So it's just designed for that. So the physics behind it, they're quite simple, but they're also very accurate, and it doesn't use much resources at all. It will run on your mobile phone. And the other thing is that the nav database is not really a database. All these points here, they're all manually made at the moment anyway. And I will show you how I've done that. This is a CAD program used to design 2D and 3D structures. I just added points and lines, and using that way I just made up a star and a SID. So it doesn't come from a nav database as such. It's just manually made. Now, because of this, I will have to manually make every SID or star, and also go around procedure. And of course, that will take a long time, and I'm not planning to make more than just a few routes. But the reason for that is for time saving, because it's just a lot of work to integrate an existing nav database into the system. And that brings me to the next point. So when will this app be available, and how much will it cost? And I have an announcement to make. It will be for free. Now, the reason for that is, like, I wasn't initially planning to release it for free, but the issue is that if this will be a paid app, then you would expect it to be a certain quality, certain amount of support, and I just don't have the time for that. So instead, I will release it for free, and there will be not much support for that. I will make sure that it remains usable, but I will not make things you would expect from a flight simulator, such as a nav database, and that's probably the biggest reason that if you pay for this, you would expect more than just a few or even one SAD or star. So, but then the other thing is that the purpose of the app, it's not to be a fully fledged flight simulator, because these things are already exist. You can go to X-Plane or Microsoft Flight Simulator and then download and buy a proper add-on for the A320, and then you can have a very high quality simulation for that aircraft. But the problem with these things is that it requires expensive hardware to run, and the add-on itself is also not that cheap. There's a steep learning curve how to use it, and it takes a long time to load. This is instantly. There's no waiting time for loading. You can just select another situation, for example, a departure, and it loads instantly. So, but it's very limited. There's no FMS or MCDU. Other than this, you can activate the approach phase or sequence of flight plan, but you cannot manually enter a flight plan or change the performance data or anything like that. There are other simulators for that, either on X-Plane or Microsoft Flight Simulator, and also like similar simulations like this, which are 2D and do contain a fully operational FMS system. But yeah, again, it just takes a lot of work to make this, and also with other responsibilities, family, I just don't have the time to do that. So instead, I will release this for free. Now it's not quite done yet. There's a bunch of bugs I still have to fix, and also I want to add more lessons. But once it's finished, then it will be available on the App Store from both Google and Apple for mobile and also for desktop. So it will run on Windows and on Mac OS, on iOS, and on Android. If you do find a bug or want me to add a feature, then please do let me know, and I will try to fix the bug or add the feature if it doesn't take too much time and if it's worthwhile. Like I know that it's not perfect and it could be improved a lot, but in its current state, it's already quite useful. So that was it. I hope you liked the video, and see you next time.